This Saturday, the biggest 3-on-3 basketball tournament is coming to Spokane, Washington, Hoop Fest. As you can see behind me, they are now going to carry sandbags for another mile to celebrate the veterans. This is Rachel Turcotte reporting live in Pullman, Washington. Yes, Peyton, well, I am at the Palouse Trace Apartments right now, where a registered sex offender was found hiding in a resident's shed early this morning. As residents will often see these bugs inside of their homes as they can crawl through the cracks of doors overnight. Fire explosive last night that caused a ton of extensive damage to this apartment complex, and I am going to step out of frame here where you can see just how much damage was really done. It was parked right outside the apartment complex when this was happening last night, and it has been here ever since. There's been an ongoing trend of homelessness and vandalism near the property here of Northwest Renewables. As you can see next to me, there's a fire pit where many of these people have been lighting fires, which has caused a danger to the employees and people surrounding. Now, David Tisdall has gone from critical to stable condition in the ICU, but still has a long way to recovery. As the days are getting shorter, more animals are on the move, crossing major highways like the one behind me across the inland Northwest. And I am here in the WSU Spokane Health and Sciences parking lot where somebody set this electric vehicle charging port on fire. Floating the Spokane River is a very popular activity for people to do, whether it's inner tubing, kayaking, or even paddleboarding. When we're done with our Chick-fil-A, we throw it away. But did you know that Chick-fil-A gives excess food to local nonprofit organizations? Ava Epperson, just like most freshmen, hasn't been the healthiest this year.
Ever since I've been here, I sleep usually 8.5 hours, and as soon as I get back into my room, I'm dead asleep again. It's almost a little bit alarming.
Ava just thought her illness was tied to the common freshman flu, but then realized it was something bigger when she traveled home for the weekend and her sickness completely disappeared.
Bigger that I'm breathing in, you know? Me and my roommate ordered a mold testing kit off Amazon. We tested the air, our vents, the carpet, and the wall, and everything tested positive.
Ava isn't the only freshman living here in the Northside dorms that's experienced mold-related illnesses. As past residents of the Southside dorms here on campus reflect on their living experience with the mold, including WSU sophomore Sarah Ramirez.
I had never been that sick in my life. It's going to take a lot longer to be able to get to where I was before staying there.
Once Ava and her roommates' mold tests were positive, they reached out to their resident advisor on what they should do about it.
Told me that they would come up and test to see if the mold was toxic, and that would be to ease the stress a little bit, to know that it wasn't, and also if it is, to do something about it. And she came up and basically told us that all of the mold was caused by us leaving our window open. She said that it all blew in, and that's what it was all from. At home, I have my window open half the year, and I've never felt the way that I do here. So it's just a little bit worrying to know that nobody wants to help me.
If you or anyone in your dorm has been sick for weeks on end, don't hesitate to take a mold test just like Ava did. Then submit a work order on the WSU Housing website and contact the Whitman County Health Department if housing doesn't do anything to help. Reporting in Pullman, I'm Rachel Turcotte for Murrow News 8. WSU senior Diego Alcaraz is in the stressful process of registering for spring classes. I spoke with him on how the website Rate My Professor has made this process a little less difficult.
I use Rate My Professor to kind of see, the different options I have for my classes, and what others have said about the professors, and if it's going to be hard, if they give a lot of homework, or it's a really helpful resource, especially if there's a lot of data on a certain professor.
This website lets students rate instructors on difficulty, the amount of homework they give in a class, and overall quality. For Diego, it's become a part of his routine with class registration. It's easy to see why Diego checks Rate My Professor before enrolling. But WSU faculty says that this website might not be the most accurate when it comes to registering for classes.
I would say it's probably not the most accurate sense. I mean, you have to take things case by case. Students, of course, base it depending on their own experience. You can get a variety of opinions on there, and so I think it could potentially be a helpful guide, but in the long run, I think that it does more harm than good.
While some students see it as a helpful resource, Professor Tracy Simmons says that students might not be using it for the right reasons.
A lot of professors would agree that we try not to look at it because it can really bring you down. I think a lot of students will complain there if like they didn't pass the class or something, but you know, a lot of times the students who think you did awesome don't bother to post anything.
Whether it helps or hurts, Rate My Professor continues to shape how Cougs choose their classes. With Haley Slate, I'm Rachel Turcotte for Monroe News 8. Hello and welcome back to Monroe News 8. I'm Rachel Turcotte. All Pullman DJs. Tomorrow from 6 to 9, the Emporium is hosting their 3rd annual DJ competition, looking for a motive after a gunman opened fire in a Mormon church, which left 4 dead and 8 injured. I know this might be controversial, but me and Peyton over here like our apple fritters. If you know what I mean. Would you agree with me, Peyton?
Cannot go without them. Cannot go without them.
Yeah, well, Johnson was arrested for shooting multiple rounds in Whitman County before traveling into Idaho on August 6th. And if you guys are watching, my mom, dad, I want that for Thanksgiving this year. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Have a great Thanksgiving, folks. Safe travels home. Well, Halloween is finally here, and I know that all of us here at Monroe News 8 are decked out with our candy. Chances are you got to see the Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights. We are in a level 4 geomagnetic. Welcome to Monroe News 8 Sports. I'm Rachel Turcotte. After a tough trip out east on Friday to Davidson, WSU men's hoops returns home tonight. There will be a ton of beautiful weather coming up, and we already saw that with today's forecast where we had a high of 83 degrees and a low of 55. And so for those of you Huskies who are going to be coming over to Pullman for Apple Cup weekend, you won't have to worry about any slick or unsafe driving conditions. And luckily for you guys, I provided a Halloween forecast for Friday night to go a little more in depth of what to expect. Yes, Jet, well, I hate to break it to you, but today might be the last that we'll be seeing that sun in the sky for a while. We had a beautiful forecast today with a high. We will be seeing a ton of rain on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know that my parents will be happy to hear that, as snow is a deal breaker when it comes to me driving home for Thanksgiving break.